Right. Okay. I'm going to mix in a little bit of sports here. It's not really, it's not really my thing, but the UFC's just confirmed this week that it's going to return to Saudi Arabia on Saturday, February 1st. And this is a big deal because it wasn't actually announced as part of the Riyadh season. It's a little late addition to the huge rundown of events that we talked about. If you hadn't seen that deep dive that we did on the Riyadh season, please do go check that out, because we do kind of take you through everything that was announced and what was on offer. And so many of those events have already taken place and they've been really cool, but there's a lot of ongoing things as well. But this is going to be the second UFC event ever in Saudi Arabia, and it will be called UFC Fight Night Riyadh. The tickets are going to go on sale on Friday, January 3rd via Webook, like everything else in the kingdom. And the card is going to be announced in
another digital platform, by the way.
Another one,
nice for,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you book your football tickets, your tickets to different events. It's a great app. You need to download it if you come to Saudi. So yeah, UFC Saudi have been growing closer over the past year, and Riyadh season was the title partner for UFC 306, which was held at the Sphere in Las Vegas. And yeah, Fight Night Riyadh is going to be the first time a UFC event is held in the venue, which is a state-of-the-art arena equipped with the latest audiovisual technology, flexible staging, design, superior sound quality. It should be an event not to miss. It should be very exciting if you're into that kind of thing.
Your passion for UFC really shone through.
I'm trying really hard to sound excited about this.
I am not into UFC
no way.
either. Mm-mm. No, but it's kind of, it's like a huge business. And, it's really interesting because it's like one of those things where it sort of like took some of boxing's thunder away from it. And now you have these two separate things. You have UFC and you have boxing and you have other type of fighting sports. It's not really my thing. I'm a huge football guy, but you can see boxing is a huge part of what's going on with Riyadh season, the development of sports in Saudi Arabia. We talked a little bit about the PIF investing or thinking about investing and setting up sort of like a super boxing league. UFC is different. What is interesting about this announcement and this news is that, President-elect Donald Trump just won his election. And then about a week later, Yasser Al-Rumayyan was at a UFC match in New York City, seen and I think videotaped talking with the president-elect at that match. And so, you're going to see, it's sort of like you're going to see a lot of these things over the next few months before January 20th, where you can look at something like that and read into it. But UFC is an American kind of founded company, really. It's like a boxing league that's owned. It's a private company. And but the fighters are from all around the world. And then the event that happened, and you mentioned it in the read, it was in June. And so I think there's a bit of an appetite for this in Saudi Arabia, and it should be cool. I'm going to be there. I'm probably not going to go. That's not my thing. But it's all part of this whole push by Saudi Arabia to become an entertainment destination. Sports are an absolutely key part of that. It fits into that. So, wonder what Trump and Al-Rumayyan were talking about. Elon Musk was there as well. Probably an interesting fly on the wall situation.
Yeah, definitely. So I was at my gym the other day and I hadn't been in because I was traveling. And so they're like, where were you? And the guy that was at the reception was new. I was like, oh, I was in Saudi Arabia. And he was like, oh, I heard that's the best country in the world. And I said, well, yeah, I think so too. But
totally,
did you hear that?
Yeah, come on the podcast. Yeah.
He said that he has a friend that is into these fights and comes and does fights here. So he was like, yeah, my friend, he's he does fights. And I don't know who his friend is. I don't know anything about this. I said, it's a great country. We moved on, talked about other things. But yeah, I love when people like things like this definitely do bring a new cohort to Saudi, a new group of people, a new group of new interests. And that's great. So people can come experience a country. And then he was genuinely like, we need to sit down and talk. I'd love to hear more about it. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, whenever you go to a gym and somebody's asking you where you've been, you have to answer, I've been eating a lot. I'm on a food binge right now.
Which wasn't true. I wasn't on one. When I travel especially, actually, I think I eat a bit healthier than I do when I'm at home because I like remember to eat well instead of at home. Like I might snack or whatever, or I might forget to eat, Anyway, moving on.
And that's, you know what, that's what I think too. And then I get to Riyadh and I go to Blue Garden every single night and have the same unbelievably delicious food, and then come back. And actually, it's weird how I don't gain weight. I guess maybe stress. I don't know. Anyway, off topic. But yeah, super interesting. The card will be released in a few weeks, so we'll kind of know more about that. So yeah.